read something so dumb that you lost a few brain cells? Or have you played a game for a hopeless amount of hours trying to beat a level and didn't succeed? Or even just scroll through your Instagram or Facebook feed because you had nothing else to do? We've all been there. Usually we find ourselves at the source or on some source of technology when this time wasting happens. And that needs to change. We have access to some of the most life-altering technology, yet we misuse it in various ways. As an advancing society, we need these devices to connect and stay updated about the world around us, but instead, we waste hours disregarding the practical uses for such technology. We text while driving, browse Tumblr, and even send snaps during the time we're supposed to be learning. Today, I'm going to address the 3 settings of the largest misuses of technology and provide some simple steps we can take to fix them. In order to increase productivity on these devices, specifically phones, we need to learn the correct times to use them, and when we do that, use them for educating purposes. If we need to pass time, we can download more puzzles, books, and read articles that can enhance our brain function rather than wasting things that will take or reduce it. To pass time, I thought I would look busy by browsing FMLs or playing Flappy Bird or some cheap version of it. Instead of wasting those hours doing nothing, I could have been setting up interviews and finding different contacts for future employers. In order to stop wasting time on our phones during the wrong or even right times, we need to get rid of or use less of apps or websites that do nothing for us. We also have to learn to not be too dependent on these devices because we need to think up and come up with conversations on our own without the help of such technology. When I address the use of phones during the wrong time, that includes in church, during an important business meeting, or during a class when we're supposed to be learning, or even on a first date. The most inappropriate misuse of the phone is behind the wheel. 98% of Americans know that the practice of texting while driving is unsafe, while 49% admit to doing it. That was taken from Huffington Post. This impacts everyone. Even if you may be the safest driver out on the road, if the person in front or behind you is on their phone texting, that may cause an accident. There are also countless stories about how people were texting while on the phone, and there was a story that I read about, or a girl told her story about how she was texting when she was in high school, and in the end, she got into an accident. Now she can't hear, she has a diminished sense of smell, and she's blind in one eye, and now she has no friends either. And then there's also another one where she was hit on a crosswalk because the driver wasn't paying attention. There are countless and a plethora of stories like these, and these can stop if we decide to put our phones down. Another misuse of our phone deals with the amount of time spent on social media. In a study done in 2015, it says that Americans use electronic media 11 plus hours a day, aged 18 and older. But more specifically, we use social media 1.72 hours on average per day, which is 28% of all online activity. That may not seem like a lot of time, but if we do that every day for a week, that's 12.04 hours. Or if we do that for a year, that's 627.8 hours wasted. In that time, you can make 37 cars, read around 126 books or more, and even run 3,766.8 miles. Some of that time on social media happens in class when you're supposed to be learning. In one survey, 80% of students agreed that using a mobile phone in class decreases their ability to pay attention. Not only is this misuse of your phone distracting to you, but it's distracting to others around you. One solution to this problem would be to use your phone or devices during the period of learning for educational purposes. Nicholas Provenzano, a teacher from Michigan, says that effective use of technology should make teaching easier and education more accessible for students. By placing work in the cloud, students can access information when they need it, wherever they are and whenever they want. And if we do this, this could mean cheaper textbooks and more benefits to us as college students. The last misuse of technology is in the workplace. We will need to incorporate technology within our work, no matter what line we go into. Um, for example, senior citizens rely on technology to prolong their independence, so they use it to the best of their ability, according to a journal from Computers and Human Behavior. If we can take this mindset from the senior citizens, we can increase our productivity in the workplace. According to a recent poll done by Forbes.com, 64% of employees visit non-work related websites each day. These include Tumblr, Facebook, and Twitter as the top three. 39% waste an hour, and 29% waste 1 to 2 hours on these social media sites. And these happen because people believe that after a long meeting or during a period of break, they should get more me time. In conclusion, we need to learn to distinguish the right and wrong times to use our phones, and when we do that, what would be most effective for our time. The time is a precious commodity, and when we misuse technology, we are depleting that resource. 3 big misuses of our technology is on the road, in the classroom, and in the workplace. We also have the tendency to misuse social media and related sites at inappropriate times. In order to increase productivity in these areas, some solutions include campaigning for increased awareness, especially on the road, only using a phone or device for research purposes during class time, and setting goals in the workplace. My challenge for you today is to read an article about anything when you have free time. Once we take a step in the right direction, we can become more productive for ourselves and for our society.